Hello and welcome back. In this video, we will learn about DSUM function in Excel. This is the part of database functions category, and this is more important and flexible as compared to SUM, SUMIF and SUMIFS functions in Excel. So let's get started with DSUM function. This function has three mandatory arguments, and let's try to break down each of its element. The name of this function has two elements. First is the letter D, which stands for database. The second is sum, which stands for summation. The first argument is the database, and when we say database, it is the set of data with multiple rows and columns, and same goes as an input to this argument. One important thing to note here is all the columns must have headers. This is the prerequisite to use this function. The second argument is the field, and it is basically the column header name which has the numerical values to sum up. The third important argument is the criteria, and as compared to other sum series of functions, the input to this argument is not just the single value, it will be the range of cells that contains the criteria. The minimum requirement for these range of cells is there must be at least one column header and at least one value below this column header which specifies the criteria for that column. And that's the reason the range of cells which goes as an input to database must have the column headers. Let's try to understand the basics of DSUM function, and that will help us to ease our understanding when we see some real-time examples. This is the sample data with 5 different columns and certain rows of data. Entire range of cells will go as an input to the database argument. The column name sales amount will go as an input to the field criteria, and of course, this column must have all the numerical values to sum up. Now, let's say we have the data with 3 different columns and rows. And if you observe, the 3 column names match with the database columns. This range of data will go as an input to the criteria argument. If we list multiple values in rows, each of the row value will act as OR condition. The multiple values across columns will act as AND condition. Say for example, we want to add multiple conditions in the same column, especially the one with numerical values. In such case, we need to add another column with the same header name and then list down our range of criteria in these 2 columns. If in case you are familiar with advanced filter feature in Excel, DSUM function works exactly in the same fashion. Enough of the basics, let's jump back to Excel and then see some examples. So we are back into Excel. And this is the data we will be using as an example. This data has 4 different columns with respective data below it. On the right side, we will try to find the answers for these 6 questions using DSUM function, and that should cover most of the different scenarios. So first things first, let me copy and paste the first 3 column headers below the existing data. I am just doing it because I have some space below, and also it is not the prerequisite to match the sequence of headers as per the dataset. They can be in any sequence, but the header names must match with the dataset. Now let's go to the first question and try to find the total of quantity sold. Let's start by adding the DSUM function, and as an input to the database argument, let's drag and select all the dataset. Let's make this selection absolute as we are not changing the data range. The next argument is the field, and we will select the cell D1 as an input so that it refers to the entire column D. Again, let's make it absolute because we don't want to change the reference of this column header. Now as the input to the third argument, that is criteria, let's drag and select the header values and a row below it as an input. As we have seen in the basics, the criteria must have at least one column header and a value below it. Since we have 3 column headers, we will select 3 cells below these headers. Let's make even this reference as absolute. This will change for each of the below questions, but later we will update it as per our requirement. Now we will not mention anything below these headers, and obviously there will be no criterias. In other words, we can find the total of quantity sold without any criterias in between. Let's close the bracket and hit enter. We will get the total of quantity sold. Now to speed up the process, let me copy and paste the DSUM formula below each questions, and since the database and the field input is constant, we just have to change the criteria to find the answers for each question. Now let's go to the second question and find the total of quantity sold for laptops. We have one criteria here as laptop and that is applicable for product column. So let us type laptop below the product column and you can see the value gets automatically updated for question 2. This is the major advantage of using the DSUM function. You don't have to change the criteria in the formula itself unless it is referring to the required criteria range. Also, don't be bothered about values getting changed for all other questions. It is just because same D function is copied for all these questions. We will focus on one question at a time and then check if its output is correct or not at that point in time. Now let's go to the third question and we need to find the total of quantity sold for laptops and mobiles. We have already mentioned laptop as criteria here and we need to mention mobile as a new criteria below it. Since the values are in two different rows, it will work as OR condition and it will sum up all the values where either of these rows are true. Now to get the correct output, we have to increase the criteria range to include two rows below the headers. And that gives the total of quantity sold for laptops and mobiles. Let's try to find the answer for fourth question. We need to find the total of quantity sold for April and May month in first week. So basically we have three criteria, April and May month, and week number must be 1. Let's delete all the existing criteria and then add April and May month below the month column and week as 1 below week column. Let's also increase the criteria range to include two rows below the headers. Hit enter and we will get the total of quantity sold for the month of April and May in first week. Next we will go to question number 5 and then we will find the total of quantity sold for mobile and tablet in April and June month when week number is less than 4. So here the criteria are mobile and tablet, April and June month, and week number must be less than 4. So let's change the criteria. We will add April month with week as less than 4 and product as mobile. Let us copy this entire criteria and paste it below once again and then change the product to tablet. Now let's copy both of these criteria and paste it below once again and then change the month as June. Also, let's change the criteria range to include 4 rows below the headers. Hit enter and we will get the quantity sold for April and June month where week number is less than 4 and products are laptop and mobile. Finally, we are at the question number 6 and we need to find the total of quantity sold for laptop in May and July month when week number is greater than or equal to 1 and less than 3. So here the criteria are laptop, May and July month, and week must be greater than or equal to 1 and less than 3. Since we have two criteria in the week column and they need to operate as AND condition, we will add another column with same header name and then start adding all the criteria. First we will add May month with week as greater than or equal to 1, product as laptop, and another criteria for week column will be less than number 3. Let's copy this criteria row and paste it below it and we will have to change month as July. Rest other criteria will remain same. Let's also change the criteria range to include one additional column and 2 rows below it. Hit enter and you will get the total of quantity sold for laptop in May and July month when week is greater than or equal to 1 or less than 3. So that is how we need to use the DSUM function in Excel. And all of these 6 questions were designed to cover most of the possible scenarios. That's all I wanted to cover in this video.